Hey guys, I hope all of you are doing well. Let's try to understand how to make a successful humanitarian and compassionate grounds application. We have worked on this kind of applications and we are currently working on a lot of agency applications. And based on some of the positive decisions that we have received, I think these are some of the factors that one must keep into account while lodging this application. Okay. The first and foremost factor, as per my analysis so far, is the proper and appropriate insertion of facts, justifying those facts under Section 25 of the Immigration Refugee Protection Act of Canada in the representative submission letter. As you would know, humanitarian compassionate grounds applications are extremely discretionary applications. So there is no such set way to make it successful. You have to insert your facts in such a way so that it appears to be compelling, it appears to be genuine. They should be genuine in any ways, and officers would probably be more inclined to read the representative submission letter in totality to get a holistic understanding of your facts. Now, I don't know how an officer first approaches, how an IRCC officer how approaches an agency file, but at least based on the apparent understanding, it tells me that probably it will be easier for them to just read the representative submission letter first before going into the forms, as that would then give them a holistic understanding of the case better. Hence, in my opinion, insertion of the facts specifically in a legal way as come under regulations section 25 of the act is very important to set the context correct. If the representative submission letter is not adequate, I would imagine that will make officers interest lost, and he or she will probably not pay as much attention in reviewing the other forms. So that's pertinent in my opinion. Number two is the volume, quality, and the merits of the documents that you submit to substantiate your case. Okay, it's a complicated, extensive application. So the kind of document you submit, how are you submitting those documents, as well as what all documents are you submitting, are all important elements of this case. Okay, so if you are presenting a fact that if you are being sent back home you will not get the appropriate quality of treatment, for example, then you have to substantiate the fact with evidences. If you are saying that if you are if you have to go back home you will not have any support system, okay, then you have to substantiate with evidence that all of your dependent children or all your support system in this part of the world, and that you cannot really go back home where you will be all alone. So these are just some of the one or two examples, but whatever facts you present have to be substantiated with the quality documents. When I say quality documents, I essentially mean that are documents which are being properly scanned, printed, and presented. I'm not saying, and I'm not really looking for here documents which are coming from Cam Scanner and all those kind of app. Those are not being accepted by IRCC. So this is a serious application, expensive, complicated application. How you present your case, how you upload your documents, what kind of documents you upload, how you upload your documents, are you providing proper exhibit, are you providing proper like a tabular format. All those small little things make it easier for the officer to review your case. That's important. The third one are the forms. I mean the government forms, right? So you have to fill a lot of government forms. Sometimes I see that the clients are writing some information in the forms, and then when the representative is writing the submission letter, there is a disparity. Sometimes you also feel that you are sort of making a duplication in the representative letter as well as in the forms, because whatever your representative writes on the representative letter will should also be there in the government forms, and the forms are quite a few in number. Do not leave any spaces blank. If the officer is asking you, the form is asking you to fill everything. If you do not know something, write that you do not know. Do not misrepresent yourself. Please do not write something that you do not know of. It's good to write that I do not know or not applicable, things like that. Do not leave places blank. Provide comprehensive information. Now, let's say, for example, if you're lodging your mother's humanitarian application, and if the officer is asking for her siblings, and you do not know the date of birth of all the siblings, it's your job to understand why the officer is looking for it, and provide an update. Okay, so you should try your best to get an approximate, the date of birth. Even if you do not get the actual date of birth, maybe it's a good idea to provide approximate ones. If you do not get absolutely anything, then probably it's good to write that you don't know or not you don't know, right? But then provide proper explanation of that, whichever field you are leaving, like those kind of not applicable fields, right? It's important that you fill those forms in totality, leaving those places blank, submitting sort of different information in the forms and different facts in the submission letter, make those application look not genuine. So something to keep in mind. Lastly, and most importantly, a distinction has to be made in the mind and therefore should be presented in the overall application, that it's not a refugee application, period. Humanitarian compassionate grounds applications are absolutely not a refugee application. So you will not say that you are fleeing persecution, that your life will be in danger if you are to send back home, stuff like that. It's very distinct from a refugee application. So if you are sounding like a refugee, they will obviously not process your application, and all the time money spent on this application will then be wasted. So please understand what section 25 says. Please consult with somebody to understand whether you even qualify under humanitarian compassionate grounds or no. If you do, only then make that application to ensure that your time, money, energy, everything is well spent. We as an organization, we deal with these kind of cases. If you need our assistance with your agency on or any other sort, this kind of similar applications, the first step is a professional consultation through the website nuvonation.ca, and we can then discuss everything in detail. Hope this helps. Bye now.